Good evening, guys, and welcome to Crime Stories Obsessed. So tonight's live will be about H's family and what's been going on, and I had the privilege of speaking to an acquaintance. He reached out to me in my comment section recently and asked if she could tell me some bits and bobs that had been going on in order to clear up some of the rumours to do with H and his family. And so I gave her my email address and she messaged me back. And we had a really nice conversation on the phone. She was an acquaintance of the family. She's not on their side, but she's not against them either. Which makes her a great person to talk to because there's no bias involved. She told me all about what H had been doing, where he was currently, what he'd been doing over the last 6 months since Summer had gone missing, how it had affected him personally, how some of the neighbours and friends around the area had been treating him, what had been going on, how Allie was with him as a mother and what she allowed him to do and not do. There was some information on Janita, the psychic that had apparently turned up at Allie's house, offering them money at one point. Where H was on the afternoon of Summer getting gone. The fact that there was very few posters of Summer up around the area of Kingsport. She mentioned about Sheriff Lawson and some of the things that he'd said which she felt were not true. A little bit about her thoughts on whether there was some kind of relationship between the two of them, and some information that seems to blow Allie's statement straight out of the water. Stay tuned and we'll look at this information together, guys.
Hey Emma.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Crime Stories Obsessed. And
I'm Kat. Nice to see you again.
who's talking in the background? Let's oh, we've got Chris McDonough talking to us. Let's get rid of that. Stop talking to us, Chris. Okay. Stop it. It must have been the video after my intro.
Oh, you've got autoplay on.
Yeah.
How are you, Emma?
I am okay. There's been a lot going on today. I'm sure nobody really wants to hear my drama, but it's okay. Penny's okay. We've had a bit of drama tonight. Somebody tried to pull up on her in a car. Really not quite sure on their intentions. Chasing her around the estate, driving slowly up to her, following her along, and it was just all a lot. We've had the police call us. Penny's had to give a statement, etc., but she's fine. If I thought I needed to sit with her right now, I would be there, but she seems happy enough to be upstairs currently talking to her friends and things like that. So she seems happy with that. I just need to say a massive thank you to Ginger Snap for the huge super chat that I really was not expecting, and I'm just blown away. Thank you so much, and that just means so much. It really does. Thank you. We have a few new members. I don't know if I can go that far back because I think this was before the stream started, but I think we've got Beautiful Chaos. She's become a new member. There might be some more somewhere. Anyway, guys,
Merlin.
Who did you say?
Merlin with a Y.
Okay,
Became
thank
a
you
new
very
member.
much for becoming a member. That's really good. We have some members only videos and things for you to see, and that's where I put most of my family stuff and things to do with the
behind the scenes content.
Behind the scenes. Merlin, thank you.
So we're going to say hi to some people.
Yes, let's say hi to some people. I'll get my comments. Where are we? Who's this? We've got Dohickey, and I need to apologise to her because I had something to send to her over Christmas, and with me not going anywhere, I've not sent it yet, so I've still got it here. So please message me, and I will send it out to you. So we've got Roswell Baby, No Justice, No Peace. Who else?
No Justice, No Peace. Candice Young. Hey, we've got Crime Lines and Lies. Hey, Brooks.
Hi,
Sunny D.
JT.
Hi, Deb.
Bambi. Rosemary and Time.
Kim Nicole. There was somebody in the chat that said they wanted to apologise to you, and I can't see the message now.
Aww.
So that's nice. Thank you. We always like apologies.
I don't know what it was for, but so unfortunately I got duped by that silly channel, and I am very sorry. Oh, don't worry. I always like to come out with receipts. There's one thing you'll never see me do is lie to anyone. I absolutely detest liars. I brought my daughter up to never ever lie to me, so I know when she's telling me the truth, and that's why I took tonight quite seriously. But yeah, she's
everyone.
duped a lot of people. She's duped a lot of people. We have Joan Spring. Hey, Joan.
Rosemary and Time.
Sonia, Amy.
Prolific. Lewis Webster.
Pebble Knights.
Hey.
In the house. And Prolific. So, okay. So
Chemistry
tonight,
Keys.
you've seen most of you have probably seen that intro that I did at the beginning, and that was just giving you like a little bit of a teaser as to what's going on tonight, what we're going to be talking about. So now I don't want to dox this person, as in if I give out too much information about who this person is, then Allie and the family are going to know exactly who she is, and they're going to go around there and cause havoc. And obviously, I don't want that for this lady. She's been so good. She commented under one of my posts in the comment section. My voice sounds shaky. I'm a little bit shaky after everything that's gone on tonight.
Yeah, that's not surprising. You're fine. Take it easy,
So I don't want to say exactly where this lady is, but she is close to them, as in distance. And she knows them. She's not their best friend, but she knows them. And this is good because she doesn't have any bias towards them. She's not pro, Allie and Hunter, and she's certainly not, against them. She just wanted to clear up some rumors that were going around to do with the case and what's been said about him. We may have his dad in tonight. As long as he's respectful in the chat, he can stay and listen to what we've got to say. That's fine. Okay, so I went through this with you, Kat. Were you surprised at any of this information that I gave to you prior to us coming on, or?
I think I was a little bit taken aback by some of it, for sure. Mm-hmm. Certainly a little bit of a different story to what we've heard so far.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by telling you, because this lady, she's very close to them in distance, and she knows a lot about them. So she told me that H is a very quiet boy. So if you think about all the interviews that you've seen with him, like CM, all that kind of stuff, try and imagine that that interview and then listen to this. So it kind of goes along with the interview. She said she knows him very well. She said he's very quiet, acts a lot younger for his age, and plays with the younger kids in the street. Okay. She said he always played with the younger kids and he did love Summer. She said she'd seen him playing with Summer when they came round, and that was evident. But what she said was she thought it was very strange that Allie has a daughter not that far out in age to Summer, but yet it was Hunter that was asked to go swimming that day. What do you think to that, guys? Allie has a daughter that would probably get on really well with Summer. They could have gone swimming together, laughed in the car. You know, you might have seen it if you've got a daughter of your own, you've got their daughter with you, they're taking them out for the day and they're laughing and having fun. But she took Hunter when Allie has a daughter not that far out in age. So that to me stood out and I thought that was a bit odd. She said that he was one of these kids that always tried to fit in. He struggled to fit in because a lot of the children his age he didn't get on with because of his kind of acting a bit younger for his age. So he was always trying to be that one that fit in. I'm just looking at the comments as well while I'm reading. Yeah, so she's got a daughter. It's a bit younger. I can't remember the ages of them, but I know she's got an older daughter. She's the one that keeps running off, isn't she? But she's got a daughter that is a bit younger, and she would have been a lot closer in age to Summer than Hunter would be. She said that he tried to fit in, tried to make friends, and he was very easily led. So hi Doug. So I said to her, you know, do you think that there was a chance that she could have been doing something, you know, Candace, with this H? And she said she doesn't know and she can't say for definite because she never saw it and she's not going to lie and tell me something that isn't true.
Right.
But she said that he was very easily led and tried to fit in. So given that, she said she could see that he would be easy to fall into doing things he shouldn't be doing. Now he lives with his mother, or he did live with his mother, in a housing program accommodation. So the house they live in, you can have it for 5 years, and the idea is while you live there, you're allowed to save. You get this cheap accommodation, so you get the rent quite cheap. Well, thank you, Chemistry Queen. That's really kind of you.
That's nice.
So you get the accommodation very cheap for 5 years, and it's in order to save, get your credit score back up. But you have to be working 30 hours a week in order to be classed as, you know, okay to have one of these properties. Because we've seen it. It looks like a nice place. It looks like a fairly new property. And it's a way of getting people on the property ladder. So when you've finished with all this and you've had the cheap accommodation, you're able to save up, you're then able to possibly buy a house of your own. And there's regular inspections. How often? I'm not quite sure. She didn't say. But she said that there were rats that would run out of this house and snakes. And I was just like shocked. What? Snakes? Obviously, we live in England. It's a completely different country. But snakes, you know, I mean, I'm guessing it's Tennessee. She said there was one situation where Leslie came running out of the house screaming and just being totally dramatic and over the top because she said that there was a snake behind the fridge and it was hissing at her. And she was saying, it's a copperhead, it's a copperhead. And so they managed to get it in this container that you would put cereal in, put the lid on and threw it outside. So then when this woman asked her, what happened to the snake? They said, oh, we threw it outside. It's probably dead. It was in that container. So they just left it to die, like in this container outside. Oh, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Kind. Thank you. So, I mean, we obviously live in a different country. Like, I mean, I couldn't even imagine a snake being in my house. If I see a tiny spider, I'm like freaked out. But a snake behind the fridge. But rats, the snake was after the rat, apparently.
Yeah, that makes sense because snakes eat rats, don't they?
So then you can see why they, struggled, and their inspection didn't go very well, and they got told that they were going to have to leave the property. So far, what do you make of all of?
I haven't got over the snakes yet, Emma. I'm still on the snake in the cereal carton outside. Yeah, it's pretty horrific.
One of those. Oh God. We've got 700 people in the 720 people in the chat. Way, hey ho ho! Hi everybody.
Hi everyone.
So what do you think, Kat, about this all so far?
Well, I'm still scared of the snake. I'm hoping we move past this snake thing fairly quickly because this is freaking me out.
A story about a snake. God,
yeah,
God,
no, please
when we were on holiday once. Oh, they put this snake around me, and I wasn't expecting it. I had to close my eyes, and I was with Penny, and they put me at the front, and they put this snake around my shoulders, and I wasn't sure what it was at first. I opened my eyes, and I just started screaming, and everybody was laughing, and they thought it was hilarious, and I was like nearly passing out. Oh God. Anyway.
Yeah, snakes are meant to live in the wild, not in your house, unless it's in a vivarium or something.
I'm going to start eating a bounty. Is that okay online? You know, other channels do that.
What, eat bounties?
No, just eat online.
yeah, but you're not mukbanging tonight, Emma.
Thank you, Mayflower.
Thank you, Mayflower.
So oh, bless you. Thank you.
Okay, let's get past the snakes.
Right, we'll get past the snake. Okay, sorry, guys. The snake situation. Okay. So, of course, when the inspection people came round, they were like, clipboard out, cross there, cross there, cross there. No, you failed your inspection. You need to leave. So, of course, they played on the old, it's because of the Summer Wells case. I can't work. I can't do the 30 hours because I'm so upset over the Summer Wells case. We were involved in it. And I've got pain in my knee and I can't work. Well, to me, I kind of think there's reasons why there might be pain in that knee. Without being too rude about it, there's probably things you could do in order to not make that worse than it is. But we won't go there. She's not working, and she's used the Summer Wells case as an excuse in order to appeal this. So, and they let her stay. Possibly along with the COVID. Maybe she used that as well. But anyway, apparently what I was told was they appealed it using the Summer Wells case as an excuse.
That's pretty low, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's pretty low. But anyway.
You need to talk every now and again so I can chew this bounty, all right?
You're going to be eating bounty for the rest of your life. It's got coconut in it. You never, ever finish chewing coconut. It's one of those things. No, I was just going to say, I think that's pretty low when your landlord comes to call and you're like, oh, I can't work. I can't do all this stuff because Summer Wells is missing. You know, you don't want anything to do with it when it suits you.
It's not
but when
even her child.
When you need to use it as an excuse, then is that what you do?
I mean, I know they were close, right? And I know she knew her. And that's going to be upsetting. But it's not the same as losing your own child, is it?
No. No, it was pretty interesting, the part, I don't know if you've got to it yet, the part of the story where Candace and Allie were close.
I'm getting to that bit.
Okay,
so
apologies, I'm spoiling it.
So the next bit is just mentioning another channel. I'm not bashing them. I'm not saying anything bad about them at all. It's just telling you what I was told by this person. Okay. So apparently this family, Allie, you know, we've seen them all sat out on What's a bounty? It's a chocolate bar and it's just filled with coconut that's like mixed with sugar. So it's just like mixed coconut and sugar in a bar with chocolate over the top. It's amazing. Anyway, so the family are usually sat out on the porch. You see them all and they're all sat there. They don't do that anymore. I don't know why. I don't know, but there was always somebody with her. She always kind of seemed to Allie. She always seemed to need somebody with her, didn't she? Whether it be Leslie. Leslie's not friends with her anymore. They've stopped talking. Whether it's her mum or her grandmother or another best friend, she's always got to have somebody with her, almost kind of like to tell her whether she's doing the right thing or
reassurance kind of thing.
Yeah. So I was told that Molly Golightly paid for an interview with Allie. I don't know if that's true. I'm just going on what this woman said. Doesn't make any difference to me, but it was part of what she said, so I'm telling you. Apparently, when Janita, what was she called? Juanita. Okay, Juanita. So when she came up, do you remember she was trying to talk? Yeah, the psychic lady. And she was trying to talk to Don. Do you remember she was hanging around at the bottom of the road and she was desperately trying to speak to them, but Don just wasn't having any of it because he'd seen the word psychic in front of her name and he was like, no, the dark
and like hanging up dolls' heads and stuff she was, weren't she?
Was she never? Was she?
She was hanging up dolls' heads around, she's...
What's that supposed to do?
I don't know. I don't do all that kind of stuff, Emma. I'm not into the psychic world.
That sounds like some dark shit, that. It's a bit dark.
Probably. She wasn't the full ticket, was Juanita. Sorry to say. If anyone's disappointed in me in the chat, I apologise. But Juanita wasn't really the full ticket. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I don't really know. Well, I mean, obviously I don't know her because I'm in England. But anyway, I didn't really see much about her at the time. But I was told that she was giving out donations to families. And I think I was told that she had some money to give to the Wells. And she was trying to get their attention. People thought she was just trying to get an interview. Well, I don't know if maybe she was trying to get an interview, but she had some money to give to them. And because they wouldn't speak to her, she just couldn't even get up the road. So she didn't end up giving it to them. So she gave it to Allie. She ended up giving this money to Allie, and it was like a donation, right? Because at this point, Allie's not working. She's got no money as such. So she gives her this donation. How much? No idea. Okay. The next day, she goes out, does Allie, and buys 2 huge TVs.
Wow. That must have been some money.
Well, exactly. Like, how much did she give her? I mean, was it donated to her? Did she give it out of her money or was it donated? Don't know. This is what I've been told, guys. Wow. It's not facts. Take it as you want, but this is what I've been told. So H, without saying where he currently is, because that would really not be fair, he's safe, but he is in a juvenile delinquent facility currently. There was a lot of bullying going on in the street. There were names being thrown. There was fighting, pushing, a lot of nasty stuff towards him. And school was very difficult, as you can imagine, with everything that had been online. The fact that he was there that day. So the people saying, were you involved? You can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Candice in the chat saying, instead of buying food, kids' clothes, etc., buying TVs, it's like some people that don't have any money, they don't know what to do with it when they do get it. I mean, some people do, obviously, but there's certain people that just don't have any idea on what to do when they get money. They just get it and they're like, oh, let's go get a big TV. They don't think about the consequences.
What they're going to have at the end of the month.
Because they've never had anything. So it's like, wow, I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously. But, some people have sense. So anyway, there was a lot of bullying in the street. It was difficult for him to go to school. And at some point, he just completely refused to go. Now, the school and the services were on Allie's case because she just wasn't she wasn't sending him to school, or she was trying, but he wasn't going. So, of course, Allie had CPS, like, on her case for this. There was a lot of arguments going on. And then one girl in the street apparently started shouting and hitting Hunter. This was not long after Summer went missing. And she kept hitting him in the chest. And he got fed up with this. And in the end, he pushed this girl backwards and she fell over and hurt herself. Now, the police were not called. It was kind of classed as tit for tat as far as he was concerned. But then, of course, the men in the street came out because they saw what had happened and what she'd said. And they were not happy with Hunter. So there was a lot going on. So he ran inside. The following day, he came out. And again, this girl was out there. She came out and there was a lot of name calling, yelling, screaming at him. All the men came out. There was furniture being thrown. Hunter ran inside and grabbed a knife. Came outside because he didn't know how to protect himself, being young for his age. Came out. They were yelling and screaming, throwing furniture at the windows. There was a massive situation going on outside, as this is what I've been told. And he ran out with this knife. He was wrestled to the ground with this knife, and his mum was going mad. And the neighbours, he managed to get him inside, and the police were not called to this. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I'm told the police were not called. And he was upset, and so he stopped going to school. He stopped going out. We heard he stopped going out of the house. That was why.
Wow.
And there was also the situation where he apparently stole this car, which I've tried to find the police report on this, because even though he was underage, there still would be possibly a news report. And I have found a couple. There was one, but they said that the two boys were, I think the two little black boys, so there's kind of like it wasn't them. And I don't know if he was with them or something, but then there was some other ones, but there was one with a guy and he seemed older, so I couldn't actually narrow it down. Even though he was underage, there was still ones that said, news reports that said child underage, name will not be disclosed, but I couldn't find one that I could actually say was his and verify, so that's why I've not brought it to you. But that's what I was told, that there was this situation, and there were some kids or a kid in the car. Wow. I don't know how long after Summer went missing that happened. I'm guessing it was before all this going on, where he didn't want to go out of the house, but it might have been after. So far, what do you make of all this, Kat, before I go on?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'd heard the story about him stealing the car, but I never thought that there was kind of like a lynch mob on his street for him, or like people trying to actually physically hurt him.
After he pushed that girl, I think it got worse.
Yeah. And then they all came to her defense.
Just drinking some wine. It is late here, guys. Am I allowed?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Emma.
So I don't know what it was they were saying to him. I couldn't tell you that. But this is from a woman that was in the street at the time, and she was saying there was a lot of screaming and shouting. Come on, kitty cat, get down. I'm trying to read this.
I'm quite surprised that no one called the police, though.
I'm
quite surprised that if everybody on that street witnessed it, that nobody thought to call the police, especially if there was kids involved in that. Like, that's pretty hardcore.
What I was planning on doing is, because I actually have the Broadcastify download, I planned on trying to find out the date on when this happened, and then bringing to you the police audio for each of these situations. But because this woman doesn't know the dates, she's going to try and work it out, but I would literally have to sit through 24, 48, 72 hours, God knows how many hours, to try and find that. And that's even if they rang the police. So that was a difficult one. But this is
Yeah,
what
Anna
happened.
said certain neighbourhoods have communities that just do not call the police at all. I can imagine
Yes.
that.
I mean, it's Tennessee. You know, a lot of them don't like the police. You know, if they're taking weed or growing it themselves, you know, they're not going to want them around.
No.
So what else was I told? I'm just looking. I've got notes. You know, I'm an old-fashioned girl. Everything has to be written down. There's none of this typing business.
What page are you on,
Like,
Em?
I'm on page 2 of
Okay,
5.
cool.
Okay, so where are we? So wrestled him to the ground. No police. Throwing furniture at the windows. Yeah, he got the knife. Yeah, right. Okay, Allie got mad. Right, so turning the page. Where are we now? Is everybody okay in the chat? They've not lost the will to live yet or anything like that, yeah?
Not yet. I
All
think
okay.
everyone's good.
Everybody's still alive.
Can I just ask, is this why Hunter's in the juvenile protection facility or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I think he, as far as I was told, he had a lot going on. He was getting bullied. He was refusing to go to school, which went against him. Completely went against him. He didn't have a job at this point. He was underage. Then what with the car situation? He got put in juvenile. More recently, we've been told by his father that whilst in there, he has had more fights and he has acquired more charges.
Wow.
That's the latest.
Oh dear. So he's not getting out of there anytime soon then?
No. And the older he gets, the further into this institution he's going to get himself, which is sad. It's sad. Especially because of the age he is, but yet he's not that age, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, mentally.
Yeah. There's 963 people in here. Please press like, guys. It would be amazing if you could just press the like button. I've gone to a lot of trouble trying to speak to this lady at like 2:00 in the morning last night because her time, obviously, in Tennessee was my time was late. So I was like, couldn't get out of bed this morning, I tell you. Anyway, so Summer's disappearance. Okay, so according to Hunter H's dad, there is a case open in regards to Candace and H and what was going on between them, which I can't tell you what was going on between them. We've all got our, question marks up over that one. We've all got our, ideas of what might have been going on. I think they found something on H's phone. Don messaged myself and messaged Doug with messages regarding what H was saying to Candace. Saying to Candace. There was something going on. We don't exactly know what it was, whether it was a trivial thing and it was just conversation, whether it was actually taken further. We don't know. You know, they had kids up there. They've had boys up there before, drinking, smoking, doing whatever. Remember, we've had the situation where their dads have asked for them to come home. Candace has refused to allow them to go back. The police have been called on 2 separate occasions to try and get the children back. Allie had the same problem. H was up there. She tried to get him back. Candace refused. The police had to come out. Right. Somebody's saying, Emma, if you have his dad on, I hope you don't fall for his BS. He's hiding something and he's hiding and lying for Jose for a reason. I don't trust him for Hunter's sake. I completely agree with you there. I have nothing against the guy because I do not know him. Never met him, obviously. All we can go on is what he tells us, and that's all we can go on, basically. So it's whether or not we choose to believe him or not believe him. And not believing him is not a crime. There's nothing wrong with that. That is your personal opinion. I also have my personal opinions on what I believe and what I don't believe. As in, I know for a fact he's in juvenile, and last week his dad told us he wasn't in juvenile. So, that's one thing. I don't know. But yeah, there's certain things I do believe, and there's certain things I don't. What about you, Kat?
I think he's inserted himself into the case just like other people have done all the way through this case. The way I described them is the randoms that came out of the woodwork, and I think he's another one. He's got nothing to add to the case at all. He's not even told us the truth about H's situation, so I don't kind of get what he's doing. Inserting himself into the middle of the investigation. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. Indie Out Loud says Andrew's YouTube activity is bizarre and rude. It's weird, and he yells at everyone.
And he's pointless.
Yeah. I was speaking to somebody before I came live. I will let her tell you what she thinks when she comes on later. But her words were that she felt that he was enjoying, well, that weren't her words, but basically what she was saying was that she felt that he was enjoying the people coming in and sort of listening to him and making him feel like he's something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
moving on.
he's getting a bit special.
It's okay, so some disappearance. Yeah. So the open case. We don't know what's going on there. Obviously, the police have the information from Hunter's phone. If there was anything going on with Candace's phone, I'm sure they've got that. Hopefully, they've got that. But there is some kind of open case there. So what's going on there? We're not going to find out anytime soon. He's a minor, so they're going to keep it hush hush.
As
No
they
school,
should.
no job. Yeah, yeah. Recent concerns for bullying, this knife thing, stolen car, no school, no job, open case, and the disappearance of some are being involved in that case. So I think, given everything on the list, the reason why he is in juvenile, it's a way to get him to actually do some schoolwork, I guess, as well.
And some therapy, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I do have the chat on subscriber only mode, so the only people that can comment are subscribers, unless you've been subscribed for 5 minutes or more. It just cuts down on the amount of comments, so that the
Idiots.
mods are
Oh,
not
sorry.
having to the mods are not having to work so hard, and it cuts out the idiots. Yes. As you may know, I have been having a problem with a channel recently. We won't get into all of that. Lying and taking my videos and uploading them onto their channel, and then lying and saying that they were theirs all along. And so I've shown a lot of receipts on my community page. Anybody can go across there and check that out. I don't lie. That's one thing you won't find me doing ever. I detest liars. And if you ever find me lying, it will be the day I leave YouTube. Okay, guys? Moving on. Okay, so
Did you do the bit about... No, I don't think you did, because I didn't hear it yet, so I won't spoil it. Carry on.
no, go on. What was it?
I was about blah, blah. I'll put my teeth in. Hang on.
Yeah,
A bit about the alcohol and the vapes and
oh, yeah, that's the next bit.
Okay.
Okay, so he's safe currently. Probably better than it was at home. So it turns out that, as we've seen, Mum's got the packet of cigarettes there and the constant supply of 2-litre Mountain Dews on the table.
Mhm.
Even Chris got offered some Mountain Dew. Anyway,
How lucky it was Chris.
what happens is, apparently, according to this person that knows them very well, H rules the roost of that house. He is the man of that house. Doesn't matter about his age. He rules the roost. You've seen that photo where he's got his arm round his mum. He's very confident. Yeah. Apparently, he rules the roost of that house. He tells everybody how it goes. Maybe it's because there's no man there, but that's how it is. And if his mum sat there on the porch with her cigarettes, he will go, take her cigarettes out of the packet, smoke them. She says nothing. So remember the interview where Chris M says to Allie, no vaping, yeah, mum? And she just looks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He smokes as much as she does. He apparently has the weed. He apparently has alcohol and does all of this. This is what I've been told. And she allows this behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this person said, I just can't work it out, because she's a very protective parent. And she said, I've seen it. She said, and I just can't imagine ever allowing my child to do any of that. And
Called
he
it.
does whatever he wants when he wants. Literally, he goes anywhere he wants when he wants, and he smokes, vapes, but generally it's cigarettes and has alcohol and Mountain Dew. And his mum, he's just the boss of the house. His mum cannot make a decision apparently, and has to have somebody there with her all the time, as in like Leslie or grandma, or you've always seen somebody with her. Have you ever seen her without anybody there? And so they all used to sit on the porch, but nobody sits on the porch anymore.
But isn't that interesting that she allows him to, well, she doesn't stop him, shall we say, from having alcohol and cigarettes and nicotine and weed and all of that kind of stuff. And then when Chris asked, or whoever it was it Chris or was it on Unmasked, where they asked her about Hunter and the alcohol, and there was that kind of really awkward, like, oh, we're not going to talk about that. And I called it at that point. I said, I reckon that's because you allow him to do all of that stuff at your house, and now you can't say anything about Candace either giving him that or letting him take that, because you do it exactly the same way at your house.
Yes. Yeah.
Called
There's
it.
a comment here that says smoking is the least of their problems right
Right.
now. Oh, I completely agree. But I'm just going through
Right, but
everything.
the alcohol was interesting because that was the hypocrisy. She couldn't be a hypocrite and say Candace was out of order for giving him that twisted tea, because she allows him to drink at home. She allows him to take her cigarettes and etc. at home. So that was the whole reason why she could not comment on that right back at the start.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. And that's the reason, like you say, she doesn't want CPS, school, whoever, police, anybody to know that she's got a reputation for allowing her child to do that, because then she has an open CPS case against her, and she does not want that. And I think there is already something going on because of the fact that he won't go to school. But she doesn't need that. So she can't say anything about Candace.
Nope.
Because then it shows her up to be just as bad.
Exactly.
Of weed and stuff. Now, I was reading a comment a minute ago. Does anybody know anything about True? I was told that she's gone again. I don't know how old she is. She keeps disappearing. I don't know where she goes. I don't know who she goes with. But I was just told that she's gone again at the minute. But like I say, that's all I've been told, because I did ask. So what else have we got here? Yeah, so let me turn the page of my lovely diary. Okay, so the day Summer went missing, this lady was out walking a dog, doing her normal things, and she walked across the field where they were. She saw him, she saw H that day in the field. She was walking a dog. It was like a ball field thing. And she saw him, she witnessed him there. So he was there that afternoon. I know his dad said that he had an appointment. I'm not quite sure where. And I think that was before he went to the park. And there's documents to suggest that he did actually go to that meeting. No idea what it was. Let me have a look where I am. Now, this is a weird one, guys. Now, this is a really, really weird one. And I'm trying to get the wording right that she used. I've kind of got the idea, but this is weird shit. Right. So apparently, the night Summer went missing, they were all sat on the porch. And Allie turned round and said, this is what I've been told, guys. This is what I've been told. Allie said, I feel Summer. I feel like I've just seen her come to me and say, I'm home. I think she's gone now. What the hell? What's that about?
That is some weird shit. You're right.
Like, I'm not making this up, guys. This has come from somebody that was actually saw them that night when Summer had gone missing. This is Allie. This is Allie's house. And she turns around and goes, I feel that someone's just come to me and stood next to me and said, I'm home. I think she's gone now. What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I need a drink.
Yeah, is she another psychic?
Well, Allie, she doesn't strike me as a psychic.
She doesn't seem to have any self-awareness, let alone awareness of anyone else.
It just, yeah, Anne says, can you repeat, please? So she sat there, Allie, and said, I feel that someone's just come to me and stood next to me and said, I'm home. I feel like she's gone now. That's just the weirdest thing. Now, this woman I spoke to, guys, if I could get her on here, I would. But obviously, if I did, then everybody, well, the family that I'm talking about would know exactly who she is. She's in that estate. She knows them very well. And she would get some shit. But if you spoke to her on here, I'm telling you now, I spoke to her last night on the phone. I was on the phone for about an hour. It was about 2:00 in the morning. I was trying to make notes as she was talking, but she was one of the nicest. She sounded like a brilliant mum. And she said to me, look, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I don't want to say anything bad about anyone. I just literally want to tell you the truth because I'm fed up of seeing all the lies on YouTube about what's been going on. And she said, if there's anything I can tell you, I'll tell you the truth. No, it wasn't Leslie. Leslie is no longer friends and wants nothing to do with Allie. I can't get out of her why they broke up being friends. I did ask her, but she just doesn't want to tell me. So, but this is not Allie, no. So where was I? Okay, so she said that really crazy thing, and that just, I was just sat there. I was like, how do I even tap this into my phone? Because I was like making notes as she was talking. I just thought, what? I was like, what? Anyway, it's just weird. I was even worrying if to like actually tell you that because it just sounds ridiculous. When you say it, it sounds utterly ridiculous. But I'm telling you what was said. So, okay. So afterwards, right. So, the situation with Jose, the Jose situation. Apparently, these guys, Candace and Allie, fell out, no longer friends. And it just seems weird to us all. We're like, you were sisters. You were posting all these pictures on Facebook. We're sisters. Love you. Love you. All this, yeah, all that shit, right? So we saw all that on Facebook. Some of you might not have done. I saw it. Anyway. It seemed that they were very, very close, doing a lot together, Now, Andrew, or whatever you want to call him, actually turned round and said that he felt that there was more to their relationship between Candace and Allie. Possible. I don't know. I don't know what people's sexual preferences are. Couldn't tell you. But anyway, that's what he said recently. So I was just thinking to myself, is there a possibility that when one of them got with Jose, the other one was jealous because that was the situation and why they fell out? And that's the reason why they can't actually say the reason why. I don't know. I mean, that's what he said. Some of you don't believe him. I mean, some of us do, some of us don't. Take it as it is. What do you think about that, Kat? Come on, talk to me.
I don't really give any consideration to these people. I don't think Jose or Andrew has got anything to do with it.
Oh no, I don't think she's.
And I really don't want to think about Candace and Allie being in some kind of relationship because that's just. I'm going to bed soon. I don't want to have nightmares, thanks. And by the way, no, I don't have anything against that kind of thing. But I just can't think about those two. It's just those two that I have.
It's just if you listen to the fallout, if you listen to the way they fell out, it's like, what? We haven't actually had a proper reason why they fell out.
No.
I mean, what they said about what Jose said about why they fell out just does not make sense to me at all. So I'm thinking that that's the reason why they don't want to tell us, because they were probably seeing each other.
Maybe, but yeah, can we? It's like the snakes thing. It's just going to stay with me, and it's mental imagery I can't cope with.
Oh, kissy cat. Come on.
Maybe Allie was with Grandis. It seems to be pretty close in the photos.
Oh,
but that's purely speculation on my part.
Oh, are you serious? We've got enough throwing up faces on the screen. We don't even need any more. Sonny says,
Yeah,
I'm trying
it's
to
dinner
eat my
time over
dinner.
there, you know. Dinner
She said, I'm
time
trying
over
to eat
there.
my dinner here. Can you please
Sorry, everyone.
stop this? It's disgusting. Somebody else said something here. Let me get it. Me either. I'm trying to fall asleep to Emma now, and I have disgusting visions of bare skin flopping about.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, right. No snakes, no floppy skin. Okay, guys, let's move on, right? Okay, so where were we? Right. Talking about the pool day. Now, do you remember the pool day where Allie had no, it wasn't Allie. Leslie had said that the two boys had been horse playing in the pool, and then they had to get out. They were in trouble, and they had to lay on the hot driveway. Well, this woman said that day, Candace's car was pulled up the driveway right to the top. They were having some kind of cookout, okay? And
Yep.
she said there was absolutely nowhere on that driveway for those two boys to lay at all. So she said the only way those two boys could have laid on that driveway is if they'd have gone and laid at the bottom, and then everybody in the street would have seen, because Candace's car was pulled right to the top of the driveway. So there was nowhere for them to lay. So she said that she thinks that was just trying to make Candace look bad. And she said, and she didn't really need any help, really. That's exactly what she said. That's but
classic.
That proves that she's not on anybody's side.
All right.
Because she's not. She's basically sticking up for Candace in a way there, because she's saying, you know, there was nowhere for those kids to lay on that driveway. So, yeah.
Okay. That pool, was it? I still don't really understand that thing about the pool. Was it like a paddling pool or like a?
I think they
don't have a pool.
I think it was supposed to be some kind of paddling pool. Maybe she'd bought from as we call it, Asda.
Aldi's.
Asda. It has the same logo and everything, but ours just says Asda instead of Walmart. But it's the same shop.
Oh, it's the same company.
Yeah, same company. Okay. So that was that situation. She didn't believe that was true. She feels that they were just trying to make Candace look bad in that situation. Yeah. Night M, please give Penny my love. I will, Prolific. Thank you very much.
Prolific.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. I will. Well, after this stream, I'll go up and make sure she's okay. Lidl. Yes, we have Lidl here.
Yeah, we do. And Aldi.
So that was the pool day situation. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting though, isn't it? That, you know, Candace gives herself a bad name. She doesn't really need Allie chiming in with all these kind of other stories to make her look even worse. Like that woman said, Candace is quite capable of doing that all by herself.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so while I was talking to this woman, we were on FaceTime actually, and she was just walking along, and she said, I'll ask people in the area what they think of Beach Creek. So she just randomly picked these random people that were just walking past. And she said, excuse me. Yeah, she said, excuse me, can I just ask you a question? What do you think about Beach Creek? And she asked 4 separate people, right, while I was on the phone. And one of them was like, oh, it's a hellhole, you know? And the other one was like, oh, it's like a drug den. And the other one said, well, as far as I'm aware, it's a really bad area. Like, they all had something to say about Beach Creek, and it was not good. You know, it was like, it's a bad area, like there's drugs, you know, that kind of thing. So this lady said to me, there you go. She said, so now you can see, why did Sheriff Lawson tell everybody on the news report that that wasn't how he saw it? And as far as he was aware, that's not how it was. Now, was he trying to protect the reputation of his county? Like, what's going on there? Because he's obviously, as far as I can see, lying to the media in that case. I mean, my point of view personally, but
I think he's been in his job a long time, and he's not expecting to lose it anytime soon, to be fair.
I mean,
you probably wouldn't, I don't really know how it works, but as a small town sheriff, you probably wouldn't want to be telling the national news media that there was drug issues in your town when you're due for a re-election in a couple of months' time.
Yeah, true.
Very
good. Yeah.
That's how I would look at
it. She also said, can you tell Donna Reverend Serafina that there is a carousel in Kingsport? She said, because she was seeing a carousel, and she was looking at this carousel in kind of Johannesburg somewhere. And she said there is actually a carousel in Kingsport itself. So she was asking, could it be that one that she was talking about? So I said I would pass it on. Okay, so there are very few posters of summer in the Kingsport area, if any at all. This lady said she went shopping. She couldn't find. Yes, voices, share, rewind. Hi, Cher. She's saying, I'm going to have to rewind. Yeah, go back to the beginning. Don't miss anything. So there's very few posters, apparently, of summer up in Kingsport, like none at all. She said the only one she found is in the area around the park where they do the prayer vigil. There's some on the lamp, like on the posts. We call them lamp posts. I don't know what you call them over there. Where the lights are. She said around that area. But apart from that, you don't see them. Now, I saw a message where Candace had said to somebody that she had 4,500 of these flyers in the back of her car. Are they still there, or has she actually put them up? Because if she has,
they're not really doing much good in the back of her car, are they?
No. And I mean, if my daughter was missing, whether it be 6 months on or not, I would make sure that literally everywhere was plastered. I mean, they would be literally taking me to court for, what do you call it, where you just like covering everywhere in graffiti almost, like covering everywhere in like posters.
Yeah.
But that's
like other missing children's parents do for them, you mean? Like normal missing children's parents do.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even be home. I'd have a bag on my back with water, some money, and I'd be off. Good boots on, and I'd be off, and I would be checking every park, every corner of every park, everybody's garden, back and front, whether they liked it or not. There's no guns in this country. And I would just, I would be everywhere, and I wouldn't stop until I literally covered the county.
And I certainly wouldn't be going on YouTube and slagging off YouTubers instead of going out and looking for my kid, that's for sure.
I would have a sleeping bag, and I would just lay wherever I could get comfortable, and I would have to sleep rough if I had to, and I would just search and search and search and search. Yeah. Okay, so getting back to it. Okay. Okay, so we mentioned that bit about Allie having a girl not too far off Summer's age, and that's like a question mark over that. Why didn't she take the daughter? Why isn't Summer really close to the daughter? Why didn't she take her to play with? It's obvious that they took Hunter because Candace wanted to hang out with him. She wasn't interested in Summer having a good day with a little mate. What she was concerned with is her having a good day with Hunter, whether there was nothing in it or not.
Yeah, I might say something controversial here. Everyone take a deep breath. I still kind of have this thing in the back of my mind that Hunter's a proof of life witness on that day. He was dragged into this through a plan that was made before they went to pick Hunter up that day, in my opinion. They had to have him there.
Saw something?
No, I think that he was there to be an alibi to say that Summer was alive.
Okay, you don't think he saw
during
her?
The time. Pardon?
You don't think he saw her all that day?
Oh no, I think he saw her. That's what I mean. I don't think he saw anything happen particularly to her, but I think he was there as an alibi to prove that she was alive that day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they picked him up and took him with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
In other words, he was dragged into this not through his own free will, but because it was part of the plan that was being hatched to get Summer gone, that someone had to say that Summer was actually alive all the way through that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that person was H, in my opinion. And that's not based on any facts or anything. That's just my opinion.
Well, we have to go with what Dudley said, and I do 100% believe it when he said that he came to work on the Monday, the day before Summer went missing, and he was sat on the toilet, was done, face down, looking really upset with himself, looked like he'd lost £1 million, and he knew something was wrong then. That day, he got rid of him. The following day, Summer went missing. So there's a chance that she went missing the day on that Sunday, because he was supposed to work on the Sunday and he never went in. He never turned up on the Sunday. So it could be that something happened to her on the Sunday.
I don't think so. I think that she went missing on June 15th. I don't think there's any conspiracy there. I think that's the reason that Hunter was taken on that trip that day, was so that he could prove that Summer was actually alive on that day, because something happened to her, in my opinion, after they dropped Hunter home, and either before they got back to the house or while they were at the house.
Yeah.
But I do think it was planned. I don't think this was an impulsive thing. I think it was a planned thing, and I think it happened on June the 15th. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But that last photo that Dom posted of him holding Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't remember whose channel I was listening to. It might have even been Cher's channel, where they were talking about that being the last photo of Don, and she just had her head shaved and he was holding her, and he kind of had like his face was a kind.
You still there? Kitty cat? Has she gone? Maybe she's lost signal. Either that or I have. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, guys?
I can hear you, Em.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. Whether it was my microphone or yours that kind of went off.
I don't know.
So I'm just looking to see what we've not covered. I think we've literally covered most of it. You know me, guys. I don't want to be on live for 5 hours. I want to give you what I've got in a short period of time. Oh, thank you for letting me know, everybody. A short period of time, get the information, get the facts out, or whatever it is I've got to give you, and I'm done. Like, I'm not going to mess about and keep you here for 5 hours at a time. So I'm keeping the best bit till last, and it is the bit that I have sent into the TBI. Okay, so this is the last bit I have, and I'm going to tell you what I've been told. You can take it as you want it, but it has been sent to the TBI. This lady that I spoke to knows Allie very well. Okay. She is very close to her in distance. She neither is bothered about her or not bothered about her. She could give or take her. She's not that bothered. So she's not going to be biased in any way. But Allie says on a regular daily basis, she crosses her arms and she says, "It beats me up every day that I stood on the porch and I didn't go near the car and check that she was okay.
That's unreal, isn't it?
So can we go back to the statement that Allie gave to, I'm guessing, Kingsport Police or TBI, and what she told Chrism? She told them that she went to the car that day, looked in the window, saw Summer there, but Candace said, "You're not allowed to touch her because we need to go."
Mm-hmm.
And she looked like she was asleep. Okay. That blows Allie's statement completely out of the water because Allie didn't go anywhere near the car. She was stood on the porch.
And it means that... Yeah, go on.
Sorry. And she says on a regular basis, every day, that's the thing that's beating her up every day about the Summer Wells case, is the fact that when they came back, she stood on the porch and she didn't go and see if she was all right or even if she was there. I've had to send that to the TBI because I'm guessing, as far as the TBI are aware, she was a witness to say that she was in the car.
Yeah.
When actually, as far as I'm aware, she never even went anywhere near the car. So why is she lying?
And it means that Candace told the truth when she said, I mean, for once in her life, you know, stop clocks right twice a day and all that. But Candace told the truth when she said that Allie stayed on the porch and didn't come over to the car.
Yeah. So Candace was being truthful with that. She never came to the car.
Nope.
So Allie never came anywhere near the car that day. So when she's saying, I came near the car, I
asked
her,
if she could roll down the window.
Yeah, I asked if she could roll down the window. It's a load of shit. She never.
And also, she said when they arrived back, Summer was laying on the milk just like that, like she is in that photo. But obviously, she couldn't see from the porch, could she, whether Summer was asleep on the milk just like that, like she was in the photo.
So now we have to ask ourselves, why lie about that? Are you trying to involve yourself more in a case? Or what? Thank you so much, Not Today, for becoming a member.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome. So why lie? You know, why say you saw her in the car when you didn't? Because if you sit back and think about that, Allie, if this is the case and you do say that on a day-to-day basis, then it could be that she disappeared days before because you didn't see her.
I'm not 100% convinced that Allie wasn't in that car, holding that phone, making that video.
Well, I certainly don't think it was Grandis, and I don't think it was Hunter.
No, I don't either. I mean, I haven't done a voice comparison. I know you have in your videos and stuff, but to me, it doesn't sound like Grandis. And like I said in one of my videos the other day, no one's actually proved who it was. Just because Candace said it was her mum that made that video doesn't necessarily mean that it was.
Well, I sent Leslie a message and I was like, why didn't you tell me you were in the car that day? I've listened to the video, you know, trying to catch her out kind of thing. And she got a bit mad and she was like, I've told you I wasn't in the car that day.
Yeah, I don't think it was Leslie. Leslie sounds like a butch Marlboro smoker.
So you're thinking it could be more like a younger person?
Yeah, I'm thinking it was a higher voice. It was it higher than Grandis's voice, and it is my opinion. You know, it's not not fact again, but it just, to me, it just doesn't sound like Grandma. And just because Candace said it was her, that doesn't necessarily mean it was her.
Yeah.
The only thing I think is that it would screw up the timeline quite a lot if they had Allie in the car, because at the point where the video was taken, Grandis wasn't in the car. It was only one person in the passenger seat, Candace driving and Summer in the back. So at some point, they would have had to have put Grandis elsewhere to have Allie in the car. And that, to me, I can't place Allie in that car at that time because the timeline just, I can't figure it. Not that anyone's figured the timeline, really, because it's also messed up. You know, it is hard, as Candace said, it's hard to tell time when you're having fun, isn't it?
I mean,
Because that
somebody
day
said in
must
the
have been so
chat,
much fun.
somebody said, could it be Jodie Sue? And I mean, Jodie Sue's got a special kind of voice. I
Sorry.
I don't think it was her. I mean, it would sound more like Allie, if you ask me. But I mean, then again, I don't know. I mean, it just concerns me that this lady that speaks to Allie on a fairly regular basis told me that every day she turns around, or every day, a lot of the time, turns around and says, you know, I feel bad and it's beating me up that I stood on the porch that day and I never went over to see if she was okay.
And that could be a sign of something completely else, you know. That could be a sign of her not wanting to say, I don't know, for example, I feel so guilty that I helped or was complicit in something that day, if that was the case. But instead of saying that, she can't say that. So she says, oh, I feel so guilty I didn't go over to the car that day. Well, you said you did. So
if she was in the car that day and she was part of it,
whoever was in that car, in my opinion, whoever that was that took that video of Summer is as involved and as complicit in whatever's happened to Summer as Candace, Don and Grandis. And if it was Grandis, then there's those three. But to me, there's someone in that vehicle with them that isn't Grandis taking that video, and whoever that is, in my opinion, is as involved in it and knows exactly what happened as everybody else. And I don't
agree.
know if that's Allie or whoever it is. It just does not sound like Grandis to me.
Enough reason to lie and say, yeah, I saw her in the car. Would that be a good enough reason? Does that make it, you know, could she be lying for that reason to kind of cover her tracks?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why she would consistently say every single day, I feel so guilty that I didn't walk over to that vehicle and look in the car, when she at least told Chris McDonough that that's exactly what she did do. You can't, why would you say I feel so guilty that I didn't do that when you told people that you did do that?
Yeah.
Maybe she's like,
yeah,
go on.
Sorry. No, True Crime Commentaries just said, just checked with the family friend, and True isn't gone. She's home now with her mum, so she must be home now. This lady had told me that she had gone again, so maybe she's back now. I don't know how often she goes, but anyway. So yeah, there was somebody else we were going to invite up. Kat wants to go to bed at some point.
I do. I've got college tomorrow, so I'm going to have to get off at some point. Have you got someone else to help him?
Joan.
Joan. I don't know who that is.
She was going to come up and tell us more about their backgrounds and how they think, and just give us a bit more insight into these people. I have put the link in the description for you, Joan. If you're still there, you can come up.
Cool.
So we're just waiting for her. So guys, I'm just going to ask you what you think to what we've discussed so far.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to hear in chat what you think.
Yeah, we would be interested to know what you think. Smashing that like, guys. Smash that like. Joan, are you still there? Are you still listening?
Thank you, Cat's Eye. Yeah, Cat's Eye just talking about the series of videos that I'm making on my channel. I'm on episode 3 at the moment, part 3, The Heart of Summer. It's basically a series of videos purely wanting to focus on Summer's experience in her home with her family. We always get to hear a lot about Don and Candace and all these other people. Rarely do we get to hear anything about Summer. So I really kind of wanted that to be my focus in that series. So thank you for watching. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so go across to Cat Chats Crime and Coffee. The link is in the chat. Wesley Lee said Hunter might as well roll because Bly will under the gun. What does that mean?
I have no idea. Can we get a translator in chat, please? Hunter might as well roll. Does that mean like
move
or go away somewhere? Because Bly will under the gun. I believe it. Okay, I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. It had the word gun in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Erin Gemini says June the 15th should be disregarded. The days leading up to it are more important.
Well, the days leading up to it might be important and the days after it are important, but that doesn't discount or disregard June the 15th. June the 15th is the date that we have.
I think it's because we've heard a lot about June the 15th and we haven't really heard much about the days before, so it makes more
true. But yeah, I agree. But what I'm saying is we can hold all of those things at the same time. We can look at all the days before, we can look at June 15th and all the days after. None of that needs to be disregarded, in my opinion.
Yeah, true. So Indie Out Loud has given us a super chat. She said, can we all agree to light a purple heart candle and pray tonight for summer? Yes, definitely. Yeah. I actually have my candle lit behind me. It's a gingerbread candle. It's not purple, but it is lit, and we will say a prayer before bed tonight. Definitely.
I have 3 candles lit at the moment. I will light another one tomorrow and one every day until Summer's birthday, where I'll have 6 candles burning for Summer.
Aww, you're so sweet, Cat. You're so sweet.
Thanks, I'm going to cry.
Don't cry. Don't cry. So what else do you think to these, to what I've told you so far? Let's see if I uploaded any photos for you. Don't know if I did.
Oh, roll equals talk, and under the gun means under pressure. Translation. Thank you, Wesley Lee. That's really helpful. I get it now.
I see. English. We've no idea, Wesley. We're English.
Had the word gun. You lost me at that. I was like, what?
As soon as you said gun, that was it. I was just like, whoa. Okay. So if Joan's not coming up to tell us more about her feelings about it all, which is she's so interesting, honestly, guys. But if she has gone to bed or whatever she's doing, having a dinner, then we will finish off. True Crime Commentary said, Emma, we will be speaking with. Oh, it's jumped. We will be speaking with Andrew, I think, tomorrow. If you have some questions you'd like me to slip in, please do email me. Thank you, True Crime Commentary. Thank you, Penny. I really appreciate you. And if I have any questions, I will definitely message you. Thank you so much.
100%.
Yeah, we've been having to stick together this week. Penny, me, Doug, there's a few of us. We've been having to stick together to combat some of the bullying and things that have gone on YouTube. Thank you, Emma. Thank you so much. Please go and check out True Crime Cats. Oh God, True Crime Cat Chats Crime and Coffee. Can't even speak.
Say my name.
Cat Chats Crime and Coffee. My co-host.
Thank you.
She's got a great channel. Okay, it looks like she's disappeared. She's gone. So never mind. Maybe we'll get her on next time. But that's all we've got for you tonight, guys. I thought I'd bring you that. Why is Grandis being so quiet? I think she's been very quiet since the beginning. I think we were just very, very lucky to get her to speak, to be honest, because I think if it hadn't have been for that, we wouldn't have heard anything. She just doesn't want to know. She's been through it all before with the case prior. So she's learned to keep her mouth shut.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you to our mods. Thank you so much. We thought it was going to be a rough night tonight, but it doesn't look too bad. But then I'm not actually looking in chat. I'm looking on StreamYard. So I hope it's been okay. Thank you, everyone else in chat. Thank you to the members. Thank you for being so polite and kind. Thank you, Merlin with a Y. No, like
Merlin
that.
with a Y, Mayflower Mystique. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
Sharon.
we will be back with you again soon, guys.
We'll talk to you
Take
soon.
care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.